US House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, a trailblazer and one of the longest-serving politicians in America, has decided to step down from the House leadership role. Pelosi, who served 2 terms as Speaker of the House, said she will remain in Congress but will not seek any leadership role.
Continue to do as a member of the House, speaking for the people of San Francisco, serving the great state of California, and defending our Constitution. And with great confidence in our caucus, I will not seek re-election to Democratic leadership in the next Congress. For me, the hour's come for a new generation to lead the Democratic caucus that I so deeply respect. And I'm grateful that so many are ready and willing to shoulder this awesome responsibility.
Pelosi made the announcement a day after the Republicans secured a slim majority in the chamber following last week's midterm elections. The outgoing US House Speaker received cheers from her fellow Democrats, with most of them saying Pelosi will be remembered as the most impactful speaker in the history of the United States.
To Nancy Pelosi, my dear, good, and close friend, thank you. Thank you for being you. Thank you for dedicating your life for public service. Thank you for teaching us so much. Thank you for inspiring us all. It's been the honor of a lifetime to work with you.
I will always think of her as someone who embodies the spirit of the Democratic Party of trying to serve the people and maintain hopefulness and optimism about what America can be, at the same time that she's very tough-minded about making it happen politically and understanding that there will be vested special interests that are trying to stop you at every turn.
Meanwhile, Hakeem Jeffries, a Liberal congressman from New York, is the frontrunner to replace Pelosi as the leader of the Democratic Party in the US House of Representatives. If elected, 52-year-old Jeffries will be the first black and non-white Democratic leader in Congress. The leadership elections are scheduled to take place on November the 30th. Well, to get more on this, our correspondent Susan Turani is joining us live from New York City. Susan, first let's talk about Nancy Pelosi. She's loved by Democrats, hated by some Republicans. What kind of an impact do you think she's had as the Democrat leader of the House?
Yeah, you know, Nick, the saying in Washington goes that Nancy Pelosi led Washington with an iron fist but a velvet glove. Her opponents would say iron fist and iron glove indeed. And while not everyone agreed with her policies for sure, Republicans might want to learn a thing or two regarding her leadership style, considering the fact that just before the Republicans won the 2022 midterms, she also governed with a slim majority and managed to get not only the Inflation Reduction Act passed for President Joe Biden, extremely unpopular among many Democrats within her own party, but also that infrastructure bill where, if you remember, members of her own party, the so-called squad, the progressives, wanted to tie it into a $700 million Social Security spending, $1 billion, tie it into that as well, and she just stared them down and got that bill passed as well. These were not easy feats, so bringing together her party was really her expertise. And now that Kevin McCarthy is the majority leader, will likely be, I think many Republicans, despite the fact that they really did not like her, especially during the Trump years, they really saw her as a petty partisan. Remember, she did rip up President Trump's State of the Union address. She was at the forefront of impeaching former President Trump on 2 false pretexts. But many are saying that when bringing her own party together, she was very instrumental in doing that. And then, of course, during the Obama years, passing Obamacare, despite the fact that she did Obama did get that quote unquote shellacking after the passing of Obamacare, but it seemed like they didn't really care about that. So yeah, influential, as President Biden said, a consequential House Speaker indeed, but everyone definitely does have an opinion about Nancy Pelosi. And she is going to stay in Congress representing her district, by the way.
Susan, thank you. I'm going to ask you to stay there. We'll come back to you in a few minutes' time when we get to our next story.